What's going on, everyone? This is Fred, FredYen.com, and I am back with my DIY Les Paul guitar kit. And today I'm going to show you how to wire the pickups. As always, if you'd like to get one of these kits yourself, head over to my website, FredYen.com. I'll post some links so that you can get started on your project. Alright, so here are the wires that's included in the kit. Now the kit does provide you with more than enough wires to complete the installation. Please take note that the color of the wire does not matter. You just need to know what each wire does and where it goes. Now there's a set of extra long wires. In my case, it's the blue and green wires. Now this is used to connect the three-way switch all the way to the cable jack. Now you only need one wire for that application, so I am choosing the blue wire. You can just go ahead and split the wires apart. There's also a set of slightly shorter wires, a set of 4. Now I have green, yellow, orange, and red. Now this is to be used to connect the three-way switch to the volume control knobs that's located in the cavity of the body. Now you will only need 2 of the wires. I'm using red and yellow, and I'll explain more later on. And finally, the shortest set of wires, once again, is 4 with the same green, yellow, orange, and red. This is used to connect the other components that's located in the cavity of the body. There's a few items that you'll need in addition to what's included in the kit. Some wire strippers, soldering iron, and solder. Now the kit does give you a small amount of solder, but it's a good idea to pick up some more. Let's first take a look at the three-way switch. Now there's a total of 4 connections. There's one on the side. This is the ground. There's one in the middle. This is the active output that will connect to the cable jack. And then there's the pickup selectors. This one is for the neck. This one's for the bridge. As mentioned earlier, I'll be using the blue wire to connect the output of the three-way switch to the cable jack. Just go ahead and strip off some of the wire, twist the wire, and go ahead and stick it through the output of the three-way switch. Then go ahead and curl the wire up to create a hook and to create a secure connection. With a hot iron, heat up both the wire and the connector and slowly feed in the solder. And give it a light tug to make sure it's a solid connection. Now I'm choosing the green wire as my ground, so once again, strip the wire, twist the wire, insert the wire into the connector, create a hook. And once again, with a hot iron, heat up the wire and the connector and feed in the solder. Check that it's a solid connection. And repeat the process for both the neck and the bridge connections. Now the reason why I chose the yellow and red wires is because it corresponds to the yellow wire on the neck pickup and the red wire on the bridge pickup. Just go ahead and route the wires through, going into the cavity. And secure the switch from the front. Just take these wires and tape them off to the side because we'll come back to them later. The next step is to install the volume and tone controls. Now these are 500K pots, and if you look closely, the ones marked with B 500K are for the volume. The ones marked with A 500K are for the tone. Go ahead and arrange the pots in this fashion and secure them from the front. So the top 2 knobs control the neck pickup, the neck volume, the neck tone. The bottom 2 knobs control the bridge pickup, the bridge volume, and the bridge tone. What we will need to do is first ground out the components. So on every pot, the right outer leg, bend it up so that it touches the top of the pot. Like so. Then go ahead and solder both to create a connection. Okay, so now that all the pots are individually grounded, it's time to ground all the components together. We will do that by connecting a wire from the bridge tone to the bridge volume, going to the neck volume to the neck tone, and finally out to the cable jack. So I'm going to do that by just cutting the wires that I need to size and then twisting them together. This should make the connection a little bit easier for me. Start by first heating up the wire to the bridge tone. Then solder it to the top of the pot. I may need a lot of solder for this. You may also want to use a screwdriver to hold down the wire while you lift up the iron. Give it a tug, make sure it's a good connection. Then move on to the bridge volume. Give it a tug, make sure it's good. Before you solder the wire to the neck volume, we want to connect that ground wire that we had from the three-way switch. So I have it right here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that and actually just twist it on to this wire right here and then solder all of that together. So I've stripped the ground wire coming from the switch. I'm just going to twist it alongside the other ground wires. And then solder all of that together. Okay, so the last one will be here on the neck tone control. So there you go, the rest of this wire goes out to the cable jack. Okay, so the next step is to connect the capacitor. So what you want to do is hook up the capacitor to the middle leg of the tone knob and connect it to the outer left leg of the volume knob. You want to do this on both sides. Go ahead and solder the capacitors on the tone side only. Leave the volume side open for the time being. This is where we will hook up the pickups. Alright, so now it's time to install the pickups. As mentioned before, the neck pickup has the yellow wire and the bridge pickup has the red wire. You can tell the difference by looking at the pickup rings. The one on the neck is thinner. First start by routing the neck pickup wire through the body. Then route the neck pickup and bridge pickup wires into the cavity. Then just go ahead and screw in the pickups. Okay, so we have the pickup wires routed into the cavity. You have the yellow for the neck and the red for the bridge. Now within those wires, you have a bare wire, which is for the ground, will be connected to the top of the pots, and a white wire. This is the active wire that will be hooked up to the capacitor. Okay, so now that we got both the white wires from the bridge and neck connected to the capacitor, we're going to go ahead and solder both of those to the volume connector. Once that's done, go ahead and solder the bare wires to the top of the pots. Okay, we only have a few more wires left. If you take the wires that came from the switch, you'll have the blue wire, which is going to go to the jack. We're going to put this off to the side for now. And then we have the red and yellow wire. So these wires are going to go into the volume output connector, which is the middle connector of each volume pot. Once again, the yellow corresponds to the neck pickup, and the red for the bridge pickup. Now solder each connection. Okay, we are almost there. There's only 2 more wires left to connect. The blue wire, this is the output wire that came from the 3-way switch, and then we also have a green wire that we have coming out for the cable jack. This is the ground wire that we hooked up all the way around. So just the blue and green. So let's take a closer look at the cable jack. So if you notice, there's 3 prongs. There's one for the ground, one for the active signal, and this is what touches the cable. So you know that this is the ground, because if you look right here in this middle piece, this is what will touch the pole piece of the cable, and this will touch the top piece of the cable. So let me get a cable, I'll stick it in there so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. So here's a cable. Anything that touches this pole piece right here, that is the ground, and what touches the top, that is the active. So if you look at the jack, go ahead and stick that in. So this metal piece right here is touching the pole, which makes this one the ground. What's touching the top, the active, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it connects through that bottom piece and comes out right here. So in my case, the ground right there, that'll be the green wire. The active will be the blue wire. So both wires are connected now. We just want to go ahead and solder the connection. Make sure everything is solid, and then you are done. Just put everything back together, straighten it up, plug it in, turn it on, and rock out. What's going on, everyone? This is Fred, FredYen.com, and thank you so much for watching my DIY Les Paul guitar series. Now's the time that I'm going to ask for your help. I need your help deciding on what guitar kit I should build next. So I'm going to upload another video, the link's right here, asking for your opinion on what I should build next. So be sure to check out that video, leave a comment, and let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you on the next build.